And we're back one more time. Again and again and again. Again and again. So no, I ain't do a video in a group. Trying to figure some shit out right now, but we're gonna get that shit figured out. I know that. Worry about that.
Where's Tim?
Why did you pointing a gun at me, man? You came to my house at 12 o'clock at night. Goddamn, I gotta protect my house. Oh my God.
Dumbass Reap, yeah.
These are the times when cops raided the wrong houses, starting with the most violent raid that left the victims traumatized. On June 21st, 2012, after receiving anonymous online threats against law enforcement traced to a property...
How is they not making sure that they in the right curb though?
Officers were swiftly
Like
deployed
what?
to raid the residence.
What the fuck? Dario! Dario! What the fuck? That look like the wrong curve, nigga. Why y'all pointing a gun at her then? The fuck is you doing?
Without any prior warning, they threw flashbang grenades and forced their way inside, detaining a terrified teenage girl at gunpoint alongside her innocent elderly mother.
What the fuck? That's still a fresh grenade at the grandmama.
However, the search
Talking about explain what's going on. See, I don't even know what's going on right
A
now.
later investigation revealed that the threats had actually been issued by a gang member from the neighborhood who exploited the household's unsecured Wi-Fi and posted the threats. He was eventually arrested and sentenced to 4.5 months in prison, while the victims of the wrongful raid only received $60,000 in compensation, as no injuries were caused. But in the following case, while responding to a wrong house, an officer...
Then y'all get a grandmama 60K for that shit. Y'all bogus, man.
killed the homeowner.
You pointed a gun at me, man.
He popped him?
On the midnight of June 14th, 2019,
Yo, he popped him.
was dispatched to a Simpsonville residence after receiving a medical panic alarm call from a cell phone linked to the property. However, the welfare check quickly turned for the worse when the deputy attempted to enter the house. Upon observing someone inside holding a firearm, the deputy immediately opened fire, unaware that the person was actually the homeowner later identified as 62-year-old Dick Tench.
What the fuck?
Throw the gun out the door. Yeah, throw the gun out the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
You pointed a gun at me. The sheriff's office. Because we got an alarm call. I am the cops. Ambulance, please. All right, where's the gun? Where's the gun? All right, don't move it. Are you the only one here? What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? Get the ambulance here. Where are you hit? In my groin and my...
I
What are you doing, man? You pointed a gun at me, man. You're in my house. 1051. I rang your doorbell because we got an alarm call. Out of my groin. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God.
then shot the old.
The homeowner was unfortunately struck by the gunfire, requiring urgent medical attention.
Get the ambulance here, man.
He good though.
They're coming. I saw lights and I heard a doorbell ring and I got it with my gun. I'm a concealed weapons guy. Okay. Ambulance here, man. I'm gonna die.
No, you're not. You're not gonna die. Somebody hit a panic alarm for
Nobody here.
What's the address here?
305 East Crest Drive.
That's where it came in from.
We don't have an alarm. We don't have an alarm.
Well, that's what we
Come
got
on, man.
dispatched
I'm bleeding
for.
really bad.
Both the homeowner and his wife were confused and devastated by the deputy's false response, as they didn't own an alarm, let alone trigger one, though they had a permit for the possession of their firearm, indicating the deputy was...
You know what that 38 special?
Why did you do that?
Because you pointed a gun at me, man.
You came to my house at 12 o'clock at night. I'm sleeping. God damn, I gotta protect my house. Oh my God. Get the ambulance,
Go ahead.
man. I'm gonna die.
They're coming. They're coming.
You mother... I can't believe you did this to me.
I'm good. This guy's got 2 gunshot wounds.
When life plays dirty, water wipes.
I can't believe you did this to me, man.
Now watch this nigga get a bag. Watch him get a bag.
So take some deep breaths, calm down, and you're gonna be okay, all right?
The deputy rendered first aid and tried to keep the homeowner calm while
This
waiting
nigga
for
really
paramedics
just
to
popped him,
arrive.
though.
Although Dick Tench ultimately survived at the hospital, he was left with permanent physical damage as a bullet remained lodged in his body. Following a lengthy 3-year investigation, the victim was ultimately awarded a $650,000 settlement.
Told you they were gonna get him a bag, but you know why they didn't get her a bag? Boy, because this shit, cause she didn't get popped, bro. They threw a flash grenade. Her crib, that broke her off. You know, but
no charges were filed against the deputy involved. At least his significant mistake didn't result in any deaths. The same can't be said for the officers in the next case.
it coulda though. Popped him twice.
3 Farmington police officers were dispatched to 5308 Valley Avenue for a domestic violence call, but for some reason, they mistakenly went to a neighboring home, unaware that this critical error would ultimately result in the death of an innocent man.
Farmington police. Is it 43 or 5308? Is this not 5308? That's what it said right there, right? 108. Can you 10-9 the address? 5308 Valley Avenue. Don't tell me I'm wrong.
Even after confirming they were at the wrong house, the officers appeared amused and remained at the door until all of a sudden, this happened.
Oh, shit. Hey, hands up! Shots fired! Shots fired!
In a drastic turn of events, the homeowner opened the door wielding a handgun, prompting all 3 officers to open fire and end his life in the blink of an eye. However, the shooting wasn't yet over.
You good? You good? Back up. Check yourself. We're 10-4. We're gonna back up a little bit. Back up.
Hey, he went down.
Hey, I got you covered. Move. Let's move out. Hands up!
Man! 4115, we need units now.
The fuck? What the fuck?
Who discovered her husband had been shot dead and came out with her own gun, believing they were under attack. However, she too faced a barrage of gunfire, none of which miraculously strike her. Only then did she realize the officers presence outside and choose to surrender.
Somebody shot your husband. It's the niggas outside. It's the niggas outside.
Get her in cuffs.
What the fuck is wrong with these niggas, bro?
Chief expressed deep condolences and apologies to the victim's family, yet the Department of Justice ruled the officer's use of excessive force justified. However, a wrongful death lawsuit against the department is still pending. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse.
How the fuck is it still pending, nigga? It's out. Ain't died. Now my mic wanna act fuck, bitch.
On February 21st, 2019, at around 7 p.m.,
Start buzzing and shit. The fuck?
Complex to execute a search warrant targeting a fugitive involved in the illegal possession of a firearm.
Handcuffed a naked woman. That's what they just said.
Neglecting to confirm the exact address, officers forcefully stormed into a residence and found 50-year-old Anjanette Young inside, visibly terrified and, worse yet, completely exposed. Nevertheless, they quickly handcuffed her, but to their surprise, the fugitive was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, y'all be on some other goofy ass shit.
Their complete disregard for the woman's privacy and dignity left her crying uncontrollably. But instead of apologizing to her, the sergeant had the audacity to justify their actions. She remained in handcuffs, and to make matters worse, the officers refused to let her dress properly or contact anyone for nearly 20 minutes, instead choosing to photograph the entire residence, despite knowing they had the wrong house. The wrongful raid ultimately resulted in the head sergeant's Alex Walensky's termination and a $2.9 million settlement for Anjanette Young. The deputies in the next case had a
Let's fucking go.
their officer's house.
That's how you do it.
On September 1st, 2020, the birthday of retired officer Luis Rodriguez's daughter suddenly turned into a nightmare when Harris County Sheriff's deputies surrounded his home, attempting a raid in search of a man named Curtis Rogers.
The officers are looking for a Curtis Rogers in this house, and there's no Curtis Rogers that lives in this house. Yes, you do. Sir, you have the wrong house. Okay, I'm gonna open it. It's on video.
I don't think you should open it. You don't think you should open it. There's no Curtis Rogers here.
Come on then.
Pussy, now you know how I feel. Yeah, bitch. Yeah. Now you know how I feel. Yeah, bitch. Don't know. Put my hands up, nigga. Oh, he tried this wrong.
They burst through the door before handcuffing both Rodriguez and his son, and even after recognizing him as a retired officer, he received no respect whatsoever. Only after failing to find Curtis Rogers inside did the deputies realize their grave mistake and offer him an apology.
I told you at the door there was no such person here.
The intended house for the search was actually across the street, and although the sheriff's office admitted their significant error, no one faced any disciplinary action, and the retired officer received little more than a replaced door. In the following incident, the officers went to the wrong house, but not for the reason you might expect.
You know, alright. They ran my shit. Broke windows, all types of shit. Doing all this goofy ass shit. Broke doors, all that. That shit was on us. He ain't placed my fucking door. He ain't do none of that. Yeah. Nope. Every day break. That's what they break. And that's your fault for having a warrant.
On September 20th, 2021, Army veteran William Bill Jeffrey and Sergeant Michael Vance, supported by
Somebody get Bill!
arrived at an apartment complex to serve
Somebody get Bill!
30-year-old Dion Ledet for felony drug charges. However, what followed during the arrest was a tragedy beyond measure.
Die, yo! I hit one that button.
Houston police, come to the door. Something just hit the door. Good morning. Hey, we have a warrant for... Ma'am? Where's Dion? Is he awake? Dion, step out here. Ma'am? Yeah, step out here. Okay. Dion, step on out here. You got to take care of some warrants. No.
nervous woman from the apartment cautiously stepped out, while Dion remained hidden inside. Notably, Dion had an alarming history of 18 prior arrests for numerous offenses, a dangerous warning the officers seemed to underestimate, which is about to cost them dearly.
Alright. Hey, what that?
Dion, it's Houston Police. Let's do this.
Oh, right. Damn! Been that button to him. What did he say? Hey, y'all just shooting. She just says kids in there. No one knows you're shooting at.
Dion unleashed a barrage of gunfire with
Damn!
an automatic Glock handgun, fatally striking
Yeah,
veteran
two
Bill and critically wounding
birds in
Sergeant
there.
Vance. The rest of the
With
officers
a 50 on it.
unable to
And another
shield
50.
their injured colleagues,
Two 30s.
except for one officer who attempted to breach for cover, fatally
Am I tricking? That's 2 for these in. Damn! That's yeah, you popped his ass. Hold up, though. Alright, where the fuck is he shooting at?
Dion unleashed a
I'm tweaking. They got 50 and 2 30s. That's a button on the back of both. But I am, yeah. I am. Not even a full blur right there. They got the blurs and the that on the back of that bitch too. Hey, he dropped.
barrage of gunfire with a fully automatic Glock handgun.
He fired all his shots at them niggas though, cause there ain't no shots right here. Ain't no bullets right here. Ain't no shells right here. No shells right here.
Fully automatic Glock
Probably
handgun,
dumped all his shells at the
striking
law.
veteran Bill and
Dying.
critically wounding Sergeant Vance. The rest of the officers scattered for cover, unable to do more than shield their injured colleagues, except for one officer who attempted to breach from the rear of the residence. His
Dying.
effort was in vain, as Dayon held his ground by securing every angle and blocking every point of entry. Ironically, it was his own misstep that ultimately sealed his fate forever.
Get an ambulance! Get an ambulance! Fuck! You good, Sarge? Yeah. Where you at, Sarge? Where you at? Right? Where, Sarge? Shit.
Get some cover. Get some cover.
Hey, we need to get Bill out. We need to get Bill out of there.
Dying. You got hit by that fully though. You should have just went to jail though. It was all that for what, bro? Damn. That's not no 9, bro. It's a 4-5 or something.
As Dion recklessly
40.
stepped outside, his rampage was brought to an end by a storm of gunfire, leaving him dead at the scene. Both the injured officers were swiftly transported to the hospital in critical condition, and although Sergeant Michael Vance survived after numerous surgeries, Senior Officer Bill Jeffrey sadly succumbed to his wounds.
He
as the
took somebody with him
pronounced
though.
deceased in the
That's all. I'm not gonna lie. If I was just being it out with them, all I'm trying to do is take you with me at this point, cause y'all gonna kill me or something. So it is. Well, bro, they could have bitching. They could have, bro. If I was on that scene though, nigga, I would have got cousin custody. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all don't get pussy. You had to kill him. I wasn't gonna have to smoke him. I wasn't gonna have to smoke. I probably popped him and shit though. He wasn't gonna die though. He was gonna be good to them jails. He niggas that blind. That's crazy.